Not gonna lie, bit of a boring race. Hello, my name is Alex Does F1 Stuff and welcome to round number 10 for my speed review for the I've messed this up already. Hello, my name is Alex Does F1 Stuff and welcome to another speed review for round number 10 ahead of the Russian Grand Prix around the Sochi Autodrome. So for those who have not seen any of my speed reviews, we basically try and run down the entire race weekend, all the practice sessions, all of qualifying and the race with the championships at the end in a quicker time as possible and in one take. Generally, I try and get this under 5 minutes, sometimes it's a little bit over depending on what's happened. And I've got my stopwatch ready. A stopwatch will also be appearing on the screen, so let's start the review now. As we jump straight on into practice 1, it was an action-packed event, led by Valtteri Bottas, then Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, the 2 Racing Points, then Ocon, Kvyat, Albon, Vettel and Gasly are your top 10, with Leclerc in front of the 2 McLarens, in front of the 2 Alfa Romeos, then it is Magnussen, Russell, Grosjean, Hamilton down in P19, and Latifi in 20th, causing a red flag. But then practice 2 is led by Valtteri Bottas, 5 practice sessions in a row for the Finn. Then it's Hamilton, Ricciardo keeping up Renault's good pace as McLaren leap up to 4th and 5th. Then it's Perez, Verstappen, Leclerc, Ocon, Vettel are your top 10, with Albon between the 2 AlphaTauri cars. Then it's Raikkonen followed by the 2 Williams cars, with Stroll down in 17th, then Magnussen, Giovinazzi and Grosjean. With practice 3 very much the same, 2 Mercedes leading, Hamilton in front of Bottas by 7 tenths. Then it's Sainz, Ocon, Perez, Verstappen, Vettel, Stroll, Kvyat, Ricciardo are your top 10, followed by Gasly, Leclerc, Russell, Grosjean, Latifi, Magnussen, the 2 Alfa Romeos, with Albon and Norris struggling at the back. And with practice out of the way, we jump on into qualifying, with Russell making it through into Q2 for, I can't remember how many times, the 5th or something like that time this year, with Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Latifi and Raikkonen all out. But Q2 was an eventful session topped by Daniel Ricciardo, but it was Sebastian Vettel who crashed, causing a red flag with just 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, with Lewis Hamilton who hadn't set a time yet. The session was just restarted and he had 1.25 seconds to spare, making it into P4. And with that we head to Q3. It is a 96th pole position for Lewis Hamilton in front of Max Verstappen on the front row, then Valtteri Bottas, Perez, Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon, Norris, Gasly and Albon. However, Hamilton will be starting on the soft compound tyre as he tried to get through as quickly as possible after his Q2 scare. And with the grid all determined, we will jump on into the race. The race was won by Valtteri Bottas with Max Verstappen second and Lewis Hamilton third after 2 5-second time penalties for 2 practice start infringements. But yes, the race was won by Valtteri Bottas quite convincingly with Max Verstappen second. Then it is Sergio Perez, a stellar P4 in front of the Renaults, who actually had a decent race in 5th and 7th. Then come the 2 AlphaTauris in 8th and 9th as well, a incredible race. Kvyat at his home Grand Prix beating Gasly. Then we've got Albon filling out the final points paying position and Giovinazzi so close to scoring some points for Alfa Romeo once again. Then it is Magnussen, where are we at? Magnussen, Vettel, Raikkonen, Norris, Latifi, Grosjean and Russell are your race finishers, with your non-finishers being Carlos Sainz, who actually crashed at the turn 2 sort of go wide complex of corners. He went through it a bit too quickly and clipped the inside wall, and Lance Stroll was punted by Charles Leclerc, who ended up finishing in 6th place, and he ended up in the wall. And with the race all done and dusted, let's take a look at what effect it's had on the championships. Lewis Hamilton still leads the way, 205 points, 44 clear of Bottas. He no longer has 2 race victories clear. Then it is Verstappen, Norris, Albon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Leclerc, Perez, Gasly are your top 10. Then Sainz, Ocon, Vettel, Kvyat, Hülkenberg, the 2 Alfa Romeos, Magnussen, with Latifi, Russell and Grosjean yet to score. Mercedes take an even bigger step forward in the constructors, 174 points, 86 back to McLaren. who have Racing Point really, really close behind, with Renault also joining that fight as well. Then Ferrari are P6, with AlphaTauri in the middle ground, with Alfa Romeo, Haas and Williams down at the bottom. And just some visualizations for the people that like a graph. There you go, there is the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton leading the way from Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. And then in the Constructors, it's much the same. Mercedes pissing off into the distance, with Red Bull a middle second. A close midfield fight, and a close fight for not being last. And that is it, the review done. A very successful speed review. Wow, I am impressed with that. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. I genuinely think that is the most successful speed review I've done so far this year. I know I haven't done a speed review for every single race this year. I started them at like round 4 or something like that. But my god, that was successful. One take, that's never happened before. One take, and it was flawless. No real mistakes. I'm very impressed with myself. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this speed review. Tomorrow, there will be my race weekend review, which will be closer to 35 to 40 minutes long, and I might just make a separate video about the Lewis Hamilton penalty incident. But that is it for today's video, and I will catch you in the next one with whatever and whenever I decide to make it. I'll see you guys then.